Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us for the PHNX Suns pregame show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'm Lindsay Smith here with Espo. It's just the two of us tonight. We'll hold down the fort for you guys.
Yeah, you didn't have to go beyond that. It was
I know,
real simple.
right?
Yeah.
It was the easiest introduction of all of these podcasts put together, that's for sure. Well, it's official. The Suns are without KD for a couple weeks. We know that now. And tonight they'll be facing off against the Sacramento Kings. Obviously, this is a game that has some meaning behind it, not just for seeding, but also because you want to win a game after you find out you lose a player of that caliber for that many weeks.
Yeah, certainly. You want to come out and show that it wasn't demoralizing in any way, that the team still is ready mentally. And Chris Paul basically said, well, we won without KD before he was traded here. We'll still do it yesterday in post-practice. So I think that's very much their mindset. They're ready to come out here and take care of business. Devin Booker has shown being more than capable of doing that on his own, being the main offensive focus. He's had 35 or more points in 4 straight games, a franchise record. I think we'll probably see that again tonight, but you're going to have DeAndre Ayton step up, which he's kind of been MIA over the last week or so, and Chris Paul to continue to pick and choose his spots where he comes up offensively. But what I love most about this matchup is this is around the league. Teams should watch this, that the fans of teams that are not good right now, because these are two franchises that were at the bottom of the barrel, the laughingstocks of the West just a handful of years ago, and now they're battling for a top 4 seed in the Western Conference. So there's a little bit of hope here as well for those.
Yeah,
in the NBA.
it's one of those things. It's a lesson that you will get through the dark times.
Maybe.
In theory, you should.
After 6, if you're a Kings fan, it's been 16 years. So there's been a lot of dark times.
It may take some time, but eventually it too shall pass, right? Isn't that what they say?
I guess. I assume that's the truth. I'll let you know.
We'll find out. We'll find out in a couple weeks, basically,
Yes.
right? If
Yes.
the Kings officially make the playoffs, which they should. And I will say, so the last 2 times we faced the Kings and we've had these pregame shows, I've talked a lot about how I am happy for Kings fans and the organization and everything in general of that sort. I think I need to put that to rest now. I think I'm officially at the point where the Kings are in our way. They have something we want right now, which is higher seeding in the West. So I'm off Team Kings as a secondary team to root for.
Look, I think you can be happy that they're going to get in the playoffs, which will happen regardless of the next few weeks. So now, there's 2 more matchups between these teams. It's time for the Suns to kick the Kings' ass and not feel bad about it anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So
what we're looking at heading into tonight's game, since the All-Star break, Phoenix has played 6 games. They're 5-1 in those 6 games. Sacramento has played 8 games, and they're 7-1 in those 8 games. So both of these teams have found a pretty good groove post All-Star break. You brought up DeAndre and needing him to have a good game tonight. How are you feeling about DA in this one, and what are you wanting to see from him?
Look, I think it was a byproduct of trying to figure out where he fit in with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker in the new world order of this team. He was very good on the boards for a handful of those games with KD. I believe he had back-to-back 16-rebound games. So he was able to do it on that side of the court. But now you're back to no KD, so DA has to play a significant role offensively, where he can't just, when he gets an opportunity, score and do it efficiently like he had with KD. Now you need him to take 10, 12 shots tonight, have 15, 20 points, and be an impact player, because he's going up against Domantas Sabonis as well, who's one of the best centers in the league. So you at least need to match 75% of what Sabonis does out there tonight to give the Suns a chance to win.
Which, if history has told us anything, it's that DA does like a good center-on-center matchup. He does get up for those type of games. We've seen it against the Nuggets plenty of times. So hopefully we will see a solid performance from DA tonight. But In the chat, let me see if I can find it here. I gotta scroll up. Boo Boo's brother said Kings score a ton of points and Booker's gonna need some help tonight. We are going to need someone to step up in their scoring. You're absolutely correct. So Sacramento is first in points per game with 121.1. Phoenix is 19 with 113.3, which when I looked at these numbers, that blew my mind. I was just like I knew Sacramento had turned the corner. Don't get me wrong. But I think it was just such a shock to see how quickly Sacramento has turned the corner. And credit to them for putting it together so fast.
Well, really, the linchpin was trading for Domantas Sabonis last year. They had that similar problem. Remember when the Suns had like 6,000 point guards
Yes.
and then wound up having absolutely no point guards? I still don't understand the transition. But Sacramento did the smart thing. They dealt one of their young guards. They got in an all-star caliber player in Sabonis for Tyrese Halliburton. And sure, they gave up the more talented point guard, but DeAron Fox and Domantas Sabonis play very well off each other. So this has really opened up their offense, and I like that. And Mike Brown's a smart guy, a good coach. He's their version of Monty Williams, a veteran coach who could come in and help guide those guys. So look, this is not going to be easy. The Suns' defense has to be on point. They have to be able to play team defense tonight because, unlike in the past, you no longer have one defensive stalwart in like a Mikal Bridges. You have to play a defense as a team, and DA needs to be locked in on that side of the ball to kind of slow the Kings down. But then Devin can't do it all. Devin's not going to score 120 points by himself. You need Terrence Ross. You need a DA and CP3. You're gonna need Josh Okogie to refine his form, and to an extent, Torrey Craig has to be more than a negative on offense,
which he will slide back into the starting lineup for this one in KD's absence. So we'll see Torrey Craig in a role that we've seen him in quite a bit this season. So at least he's prepared.
Can I address the chat? Brandon asked, where's the purple pants? You can't wear purple pants on the night when you're facing a team that purple is one of the primary colors. It doesn't work. It causes too many confusions with basketball Cthulhu. And then Adam said something about me selling my soul again to the devil here. You can only sell it once. That's the problematic thing. So one of you is going to have to step up and make the ultimate offer to help reinforce the championship push.
There you go. So apparently one of you guys got to vote amongst yourselves. Let us know who the chosen one will be.
Can witches do that?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'd have to ask.
All right.
And then when we're looking at assists and rebounds, assists per game, they're tied 27.2, both of these teams, and rebounds per game. Phoenix has the edge on Sacramento. Phoenix is 8th at 52.8, and Sacramento is 25th at 49.2. So that's kind of what we're looking at as far as matchups goes for this evening. Let's do a couple tidbits, let you know who is and is not playing. The only one on this list that means a whole lot is Kevin Durant, because there's only two people on this list. Landry Shamet, as we know, is out, has been out for a while, will remain out likely for a while. I know yesterday some people were asking about Landry in the chat of the show, saying he should have been reevaluated at some point in time around yesterday or today or the day before. Did we get word that he was not reevaluated? They're waiting an additional week.
I don't know if he was reevaluated and they're saying he's going to be reevaluated again in a week, or if they are just pushing it back. But yeah, now they're saying next week. So we'll see.
So unfortunately, Landry is still dealing with that right foot soreness that they haven't been able to really pinpoint. Hopefully things work out well for him and we see him return to basketball in the near future. And then on the Kings side, none.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
No injuries
must be nice.
Right?
Someday we'll be there.
Gosh.
By the way, MCG Bulu says, I'll take that bet, Espo. Book for 120 points tonight. $1 bet. You up for it? I'll make it better. 90 points. We'll make a $1 bet on 90 points. I'll make it easier for you. You can throw that $1 in the chat. And Amelia, I was not referring to you as a witch, if you were wondering. It was not in reference to you. So,
all right. So what are the guys wearing in this one, Espo?
The sweet, beautiful classic edition sunburst jerseys, thus my throwback purple hat. And the Kings are wearing their association edition white uniforms. And I usually crap on the opponent's uniforms, but I don't mind the Kings uniform set in general. I think it's a nice, clean, simple outfit. So
it's all right. I don't know. Did you see that the Suns are giving out fanny packs tonight?
I did. If anybody wants to send me a fanny pack, I will happily wear that bad boy on the show.
Okay, so how are we feeling? Because I'm team fanny packs for sure. Are you guys all good with fanny packs or not?
Am I team fanny pack for myself or in general?
Both?
I can't pull it off because I have my own internal fanny pack that I wear around with me, basically. But one of the last 90 nights back, almost 7 years ago. Oh my God, almost exactly 7 years ago now, when I was about 100 pounds lighter and working for the Suns, I rocked the fanny pack and interviewed the old band leader for the Tonight Show from the 90s, Kevin Eubanks. So back when that was the biggest name you could get in the arena. So
Emma, are you team fanny packs or not?
I am team fanny packs, but I wear it a little different. I don't wear it around
like
the
a crossbody.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like that's
sick.
pretty much how fanny packs are worn nowadays, crossbody instead of on your hip. I will say, though, if you can find an outfit where you can rock a fanny pack on your hip, like
100% props
elite
to you.
Status.
Props to you if you can do it.
If you can make that work,
good.
You're way cooler than the rest of us by far.
I'm going to say this. If somebody gets me one of the fanny packs from tonight, I will reenact the Rock's photo. Have you ever seen that one?
Who
the jeans,
hasn't seen
the
that?
turtleneck, and the fanny pack. I'll reenact that for you guys. So.
Oh my goodness! All right, so MCG Blue said bet 90 points. He'll take you on that one, and said he's coming out to the PHNX takeover. So whoever wins can pay up then.
Yeah, you know what? I'll make it even better for you. I'll go $50 for you, $1 for me. How about that? I love book, but 90 points, not going to happen. So.
Okay, so I like Jay's process here. Jay said I keep Cheeto fries and Sour Patch Kids in my fanny pack, ready at all times.
That's how I got my fanny pack.
But I like this idea because I feel like you should always have snacks in your fanny pack. If you're gonna rock a fanny pack, you have to have snacks in there.
Yeah. You know what my favorite thing to put in there?
That's the only reason for it.
My favorite is like the Haribo mini gummy bear packs.
Oh yeah, the little ones.
Yeah, and then stick it in there. You're all good. Leah, I think Leah Merrill on our Coyotes beat honestly has the best fanny pack inside of it. Like a whole
the best stuff inside a fanny pack.
Yeah,
that sounded really bad without the context.
What?
Leah, can we get a haul of what's inside your fanny pack real quick?
My gosh,
legit has a fanny.
Happening.
Look at this.
Okay, so she always comes very prepared. She has lotion. She has
sanitizer, sunglasses, your wallet. Hold on, we have the same. We have the same wallet, I think.
Leah has a wallet. She's got sunglasses, gum, Tums, hand sanitizer, lip balm. Oh, do you got snacks in here, Leah? You got snacks? We'll hook you up with some snacks from the Circle K cart. This is legit.
I told you.
I'm impressed.
I'm also very impressed because it's a lot of stuff in a very small fanny pack. And that's the thing. You don't want it to be bulky, right?
It's Leah. She's the most organized human being ever.
Oh, there's a secret compartment.
Okay.
That's why I love going out with Leah because she always has shit on hand. If I ever need anything, she's the best person to go out with. Her fanny pack is strapped.
I'm gonna say that kind of fanny pack, like now sleek, nice. I'd rock that. I like the sling bag like that. Anytime I'd rock that. The 90s,
they're like the big old bulky leather ones. My mom had one of those.
Or remember the fluorescent colored? Like they had like 6 fluorescent colors, like.
See, I can get down with the fluorescent ones now.
I'm a little less now.
Yeah.
So
fantastic. All right. Who you got tonight and by how much, Espo?
Fanny packs by 100.
Let's go.
No, I'm going to go Suns by 2. I think this is a relatively close game tonight.
Okay. I have Suns by 3, and so does Saul. He copied my pick. I do think this will be a close game. It'll be an exciting game, which I will take. Because I love when games are a little bit closer. That keeps your interest for longer.
And let's be frank, when there's only 2 of us on a post-game show, we need a damn interesting game so we can talk for more than 25 minutes because there's a lot of filler when there's 4 of us.
I'm really upset at Gerald because
okay.
Gerald over here is the only one who took the Kings. He took the Kings by 3. Shame on you, Gerald. Shame on you.
Ye of little faith.
Tisk, tisk. Jose in the chat has Suns by 7. Mike B has Suns by 7. Mr. Ranger has Suns by 5. Fabio has Kings by 1 with a Harrison Barnes buzzer beater 3.
Oh, we've already lived through that. I don't need
Fabio.
that again.
Adam has Suns by 1. So outside of Fabio, I think we're all pretty much in agreement. It's going to be a closer one, but the Suns will win.
I agree.
So Connor gets it. Can't let him light up the beam.
So sick of the beam. So sick of the beam.
I'm a smidge jealous of the beam.
Screw the beam. It's just a light. You know what? If the Suns win, I'm going to give you something better than the beam tonight in postgame. How about that? Let's stay tuned for that.
But it's like your city's Batman call, which is kind of cool.
I agree with Lindsay, unfortunately.
It's, cool.
It's a purple light. If they put the Kings logo in the sky every time off the top, like a real true bat signal, fine. I'll give you that. That's cool. Just a purple light doesn't do a lot for me.
Well, I don't know, Espo. I think you're in the minority, but
Nah.
that's okay. All right, what do our friends over at the DraftKings Sportsbook app think?
The DraftKings Sportsbook app has more faith in the Suns than any of us. They have the Suns by 4 tonight over the Kings, and this moved. It was 3.5 earlier today when I looked at it, I believe. So I like the 4 point, a little bit more faith. Than earlier.
It did move. I think when I looked earlier, it was 3.5 as well. So do you think this is more credit to the Suns, or is this a little bit of shade at the Kings? Do you think the Kings deserve a little bit more respect at this point for what they've done this season? Or is this kind of one of those situations where it's like, what you've done this season is fantastic, but we don't have a long track record of it. Therefore, we are going to give the benefit of the doubt to a team that has a little bit more of a track record than you?
Yeah. I think some of it, too, is the fact that, this Suns home crowd is pretty damn good, right? They can impact a game. And, I get it. Kevin Durant's not here, so they're not the team that everybody hopes to see. But when you look at it, they're still a very good team. This is still mainly the core of the 64-win team.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Booker's playing otherworldly. So I think all those factors come into why it's a pretty wide, well, not wide, but it's more than you would think, with the Kings being the better record, the better seed, all those factors coming in, and technically the better record since the All-Star break. But this very much comes down to the home crowd for me.
Okay. All right. What are you putting your money on the DraftKings Sportsbook app tonight?
Well, I'd like to tell you, I have Devin Booker 40+ points.
Woo!
At plus 400.
Okay.
And I also took personally Devin Booker at plus 35 points for plus 165 and this, so I can make double money as he gets there.
Oh,
so.
All right. I like that. Saul has a plus 500 same game parlay, Suns money line. Chris Paul over 11.5 points. Book over 28.5 points. Okogie over 9.5 points. And Craig 5 or more points. So he's looking at all the offense tonight for everyone in that starting unit outside of DA.
I actually think the last two might be the toughest of his entire parlay there.
Yeah, this is a good one. So I picked one of the pre-made same game parlays on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I had to go to a 4-year-old's birthday party today, and I just didn't really feel like putting mine together. Also, this game just feels a little wonky, if that makes sense.
Did you let the 4-year-old pick it for you?
I did not.
That would have been fun.
But it is 4 legs, so maybe,
happy
celebrating
birthday. There we go. I like that. You going to give the winnings to the kid if you
Sure.
Hit? All right.
Why not? So I shout out to DraftKings for helping me out on this one and throwing me the bone here. It's plus 475, Suns money line, book 35 points or more, DA 10 or more rebounds, and Chris Paul 8 or more assists. So the only one that I'm actually I know this sounds weird, but I'm actually a little bit worried about Book and his scoring tonight.
See, that's not.
I don't know if it's just because it's like trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm just expecting a small drop off.
Look, the Kings, with as much as they score, this is going to be a high scoring affair. It's going to be back and forth. I just think it plays into Book continuing to score the way he has. So that's kind of why I feel okay with it. Honestly, the money line's probably the thing I'd be most concerned about. in both your bets.
That's fair.
I think that's going to be. I think it's very much up in the air. That's why I only had the Suns by 2. I think this comes down to the end, and it wouldn't shock me if it goes one either way. So I think that is probably the toughest part of the bet tonight.
Yeah, so we shall see. But if you guys want to get in on the action, you got a few minutes left. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Make sure you sign up with the code PHNX, because when you use that code, new customers can bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. It is that easy, and it is only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Again, that code is PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Challenge your friends, because it makes it a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it does. It's way more fun when you get to talk a little bit of crap to one another. It just really, truly is.
Can't wait till we both hit and Saul misses.
I know, right? Should we send him a video this time? You know what? Since he sent us one last time?
We'll record it live on the show on our phone if we both hit and he doesn't.
Let's do it. All right. To round things out on the pregame show, let's take a look at the standings in the West and have a little discussion about this, right? So we've got Nuggets up in the first place, unfortunately.
I don't know. They keep losing to
just ignore that
the
one.
Spurs and the Bulls of the world. They might not be there for long.
So the Kings and the Grizzlies are tied for second, and the Suns are in fourth. And we're 2.5 games back. So obviously, with the Kevin Durant news, standings and seeding has been a big topic of conversation. Do you still think there is a possibility that the Suns can jump the Grizzlies or potentially the Kings and land in that third or second spot?
Yes, the Kings, I think tonight is huge. And I mean, this is an understatement. It's obvious, but the Suns are 2.5 back of the Kings. Kings are now, for all intents and purposes, second with how bad Memphis has been playing lately. You need to win tonight against the Kings, because that puts you a game and a half back. It sets up for a matchup about 2 weeks from now with the Kings, where you really could, with another win, move up in there. You need to win tonight. This isn't a nice to win. This is a need to win if you want to move up in the standings. Memphis, John Morant is still out. They've been horrible on the road, and they've struggled. In the last 10, they're 5-5. They've been really bad since the break. Not to mention
Steven Adams is out for a hot minute.
Clark is out as well. So I think you're more likely to jump Memphis, but if you want a chance to be in the conversation with Sacramento and maybe move into that 2 spot, you have to win tonight. I think you either want to be 2 or 3 or you want to be 6.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to face the Nuggets. And I know we're just assuming they win their first round matchup, but I don't want to face the Nuggets in round 2. I'd rather wait till round 3 if I have to be quite frank.
I have so many mixed emotions around potentially facing the Nuggets in the playoffs, because on one side it would be so much fun and we would have a blast between PHNX and DNVR going back and forth and all the things. But on the other hand, I'm trying to keep the family unit alive. I don't want to create drama in the family. And I feel like if the Suns and the Nuggets play each other in the playoffs, we're going to have to be separated for at least 3 to 4 months just to cool down.
What are families for if it's not rivalries and feuds?
I mean, this is true, but I'm trying to keep the peace a little bit. But I agree with you. If we are going to face the Nuggets, I would rather face them in the Western Conference finals than I would in the first or second round.
And that's not me saying I don't think the Suns can beat the Nuggets. I do. I just think it'll be a tough series, and I'd much rather have that happen in the Western Conference finals.
And you also want to, when you're factoring the Kevin Durant thing, well, I don't think there is a lot of ramp up time or time to find chemistry or time to gel or whatever thing you want to throw out there when it comes to KD coming back with the Suns. But there is a small portion that, there is some truth to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, I don't think it's a big enough factor to say our chances of winning a title this year are completely out the door because they don't have the time in the next 2 to 3 weeks or however long it takes for him to come back to be able to find that. I just want to give him a little bit more time before facing the Nuggets.
Well, yeah, you want him at 100% for sure when you're going up against them. By the way, we're instituting fines starting in post game for saying the second half of that team's name. You can say Denver. You can say those people up in the north. You could say the number 1 seed.
What's
We're
the
banning
fine?
the word.
What do I have to pay?
$1. It's $1 each time that word's said. Yeah,
that's a lot of dollars I'm gonna end up saying.
Yeah, you're gonna wind up breaking the bank on that, but we'll donate it all to Ryan House. How about that?
Perfect.
So,
yeah.
See,
hey,
how
y'all,
about
just
that?
a little nugget of information. If you were here with
put the dollar in.
Jeez. That's one of my go-tos. That's unfair.
We're gonna have a little counter that pops on the screen. It's gonna be fun when we get to that.
Anyway, a little tidbit. If you were here with us last year as an avid listener of PHNX, you know we did a fundraiser to support Ryan House here in Phoenix, which is a company not a company, a charity, a nonprofit that is very near and dear to my heart. We're going to do it again, and it's coming next week. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
We'll
she'll
share
be
all the
donating
information.
every time she says that word.
Which
as well.
by that point in time, who knows? This could be a completely full jar. Okay, so yeah, I think we're in agreement as far as where we would like this to see the Suns kind of wind up as the regular season concludes.
Yeah, and I want home court advantage. I don't want them to fall down to 6, but if it happens, okay, so be it. That is an okay scenario from that standpoint. But I want them to have home court advantage for as long as they can in these playoffs. The 2 or 3 seed is important because the fans in this town can really carry them. So
didn't Jock talk about that on the show yesterday when he was on too? Just about how this fan base is they're really that important to this team.
Yeah, and he hasn't even seen this group at its full peak yet. He hasn't experienced it. So yeah, I think that part is really important. I'd love to see them move into 2 or 3 and be able to accomplish that. So
and tonight's a tiebreaker, right? If we beat the Kings tonight, we hold the tiebreaker.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So that's also another added reason why getting a win tonight would be super solid for us Suns fans. All right, we do have a super chat from Frank. Thank you, Frank, for your super chat. Said, Espo, will Ayton be the key or a non-factor?
I think if they want to win, he has to be the key. He doesn't have to be the leading scorer, but I need 15 and 10 minimum to get a win tonight out of this team. Domantas Sabonis rebounds well. Obviously, he's a good scorer. He passes the rock well. He's like Walmart Jokic is what it comes down to. That's probably not even – he's target Jokic. It's not even that far of a drop. So you need to be on if you're DeAndre Ayton. I need 15 and 10 minimum. So
yeah. All right. Well, that'll do it for us here on the pregame show. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you as always. Don't forget to join us after this one wraps up. Bye.
PHNX. Hey yo, my lifestyle is retro. Tell the Phoenix Metro. Megas in control and he ain't never gonna let go. PHNX though, Lindsey, Gerald, Espo. Saw past the ball, we here to turn up the tempo. Got to understand.